Hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about the muscles of the upper limb, and there are about more than 600 muscles in the human body, and there is no single best way to remember them all. In this video I will divide upper limb muscle in 6 parts, and by this we will cover most of the muscle of the upper limb. Okay, so let's divide upper limb muscle in 6 regions, that is pectoral region, scapular, back, arm, forearm and hand muscles. Okay, so let's start with the pectoral region. Pectoral region is located on the anterior chest wall. It contains 4 muscles that exert a force on the upper limb, and that 4 muscles are pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, subclavius and serratus anterior. So pectoralis major is the most superficial muscle in the pectoral region. It is larger and fan shaped and composed of a sternal head and a clavicular head. So we will talk about pectoralis minor. The pectoralis minor lie under its larger counterpart muscle, that is pectoralis major muscle, and both pectoralis major and minor are part of the anterior wall of the axilla region. Okay, so we will talk about subclavius. Subclavius is small muscle and which is located directly under it the clavicle, running horizontally. It runs horizontal and it's under it the clavicle. This one red one is subclavius muscle. Okay, now comes serratus anterior muscle. The serratus anterior is located more laterally in the chest wall and form the medial border of the axilla region. This serratus anterior muscle, you can look at here the orange one. This is serratus anterior muscle. Okay, so here we cover the pectoralis muscle, that is pectoralis major, minor, subclavius and serratus anterior. Now we will talk about scapular region. Okay, let's talk about scapular region muscle. There are 6 muscles in this region: the deltoid, teres major and the 4 rotator cuff muscle. And the subscapularis, supraspinatus, infraspinatus and teres minor muscle are grouped together as rotator cuff muscle. And suprascapularis, supraspinatus, infraspinatus and teres minor, they are known as rotator cuff muscle. Okay, so the first muscle of the scapular region is deltoid muscle. Deltoid muscle is shaped like an inverted triangle and it can be divided into 3 parts, that is anterior, middle and posterior. Okay, so here is anterior part of the deltoid, middle part and the posterior part of the deltoid. So we will talk about supraspinatus muscle. It originates from supraspinous fossa of scapula and attaches to the greater tubercle of humerus. This is supraspinatus muscle. Okay, so we will talk about infraspinatus muscle. Infraspinatus originates from infraspinous fossa of scapula and it attaches to the greater tubercle of humerus. We have to know that supraspinatus originates from supraspinous fossa of scapula and infraspinatus originates from infraspinous fossa of scapula. Okay, now we will talk about subscapularis muscle. Subscapularis originate from subscapular fossa on the costal surface of the scapula. It attaches to the lesser tubercle of humerus. Okay, so we will talk about teres major. Teres major originates from the posterior surface of the inferior angle of scapula and it attaches to the medial lip of the intertubercle groove of humerus. So teres minor originates from the posterior surface of the scapula adjacent to its lateral border. It attaches to the greater tubercle of the humerus. So look at the yellow number, that is step 1 is teres major, and above teres major we have teres minor, number 6 1. Then we have 7 number, look at here, that is supraspinatus, and 8 1 is infraspinatus. Supraspinatus, just below the supraspinatus we have infraspinatus, and we have here that is teres major and teres minor muscle. So we already know that subscapularis, supraspinatus, infraspinatus and teres minor are known as rotator cuff muscle. The rotator cuff muscle are group of 4 muscles that originate from scapula and attaches to the humeral head. Okay, so we will talk about back muscle. In back muscle, we have trapezius, latissimus dorsi, rhomboid major, rhomboid minor, levator scapulae. So trapezius is a broad, flat and triangular muscle. The muscle on each side form a trapezoid shape. It is the most superficial of all the back muscle. Latissimus dorsi. The latissimus dorsi originate from the lower part of the back where it covers a wide area. Rhomboid major. There are two rhomboid muscles, that is major and minor. The rhomboid minor is situated superiorly to the major, and major attaches to the medial border of the scapula between the scapular spine and inferior angle. Rhomboid minor muscle attaches to the medial border of the scapula at the level of the spine of scapula. And the last one of the back muscle is levator scapulae. The levator scapulae is a small strap-like muscle. It begins in the neck and descends to attach to the scapula. So after back muscle, we will talk about arm muscle. So the upper arm is located between the shoulder joint and the elbow joint. It contains 4 muscles, 3 in the interior compartment and 1 in the posterior compartment. So we have 2 compartments in upper arm, that is interior and posterior. So in interior compartment we have biceps, coracobrachialis and brachialis, and in posterior compartment we have tricep muscle. Okay, so we will talk about biceps brachii and brachialis muscle. The biceps brachii is a 2-headed muscle, that is, it has long head and short head. Long head originates from the supraglenoid tubercle of scapula, and short head originates from the coracoid process of scapula, and brachialis lie deep to the biceps brachii and is found more distally than the other muscle of the arm. It forms the floor of the cubital fossa. Brachialis originate from medial and lateral surface of the humeral shaft and insert into the ulnar tuberosity, first distal to the elbow joint. We have coracobrachialis muscle. The coracobrachialis lie deep to the biceps brachii in the arm. The muscle passes through the axilla and attaches to the medial side of the humeral shaft at the level of the deltoid tubercle. Okay, so we will talk about posterior compartment. Posterior compartment contains the tricep brachii muscle, which has 3 heads. The medial head lie deeper than the other 2 which cover it. Long head originate from the infraglenoid tubercle. Lateral head originate from humerus superior to the radial groove, and medial head originate from the humerus. Forearm muscles. We have so many muscle in the forearm. There are many muscle in the forearm. We have anterior compartment, we have posterior compartment. In the anterior compartment, they split into 2 categories, that is superficial and deep. Superficial, we have flexor carpi ulnaris, flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus and pronator teres. In deep compartment, we have flexor digitorum profundus, flexor pollicis longus and pronator quadratus. One thing we have to know that they all originate from a common tendon which arises from medial epicondyle of the humerus. The flexor digitorum superficialis is the only muscle of the intermediate compartment. It can sometimes be classed as a superficial muscle, but in most of the individuals it lies between deep and superficial muscle layer. Okay, so in deep compartment there are 3 muscles in the deep: anterior forearm, flexor digitorum profundus, flexor pollicis longus and pronator quadratus. Flexor digitorum profundus, it attaches to the distal phalanges of 4-finger. Flexor pollicis longus, this muscle lies laterally to the flexor digitorum profundus, and pronator quadratus, a square shaped muscle found deep to the tendon of the flexor digitorum profundus and flexor pollicis longus. We have posterior compartment. The muscle in the posterior compartment of the forearm are commonly known as tensor muscle. Anatomically, the muscle in the compartment can be divided into 2 layers, deep and superficial. In superficial, we have extensor carpi radialis brevis, extensor digitorum extensor carpi ulnaris, extensor digiti minimi, brachioradialis, extensor digitorum communis and anconius. In deep we have supinata, abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis, extensor pollicis longus and extensor indicis. Okay, so brachioradialis originate from the proximal aspect of lateral supracondyle ridge of humerus and attaches to the distal end of the radius just before the radial styloid process. Extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis muscle are situated on the lateral aspect of the posterior forearm. Extensor digitorum communis are the main extensor of the finger, and extensor digiti minimi originate from the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. Extensor carpi ulnaris located on the medial aspect of the posterior forearm, and anconius is situated medially and superiorly in the extensor of the forearm. It is blended with the fiber of the triceps brachii. It originates from lateral epicondyle and attaches to the posterior and lateral part of the olecranon. So there are 5 muscles in the deep compartment on the posterior forearm. So the supinator lie in the floor of the cubital fossa. It has 2 heads and abductor pollicis longus. The abductor pollicis longus is situated immediately distal to the supinator muscle. Extensor pollicis brevis can be found medially and deep to the abductor pollicis longus. Extensor pollicis longus. The extensor pollicis longus muscle has a larger muscle belly than the extensor pollicis brevis and extensor indicis proprius. This muscle allows the index finger to be independent of the other finger during extension. Okay, so hand muscle are divided into thenar, hypothenar, lumbricals, palmar interossei, dorsal interossei. Okay, so thenar muscle are the 3 short muscles located at the base of the thumb. The muscle bellies produce a bulge known as thenar eminence. They are responsible for the fine movement of the thumb. Okay, so in thenar muscle we have abductor pollicis brevis, flexor pollicis brevis, opponens pollicis and abductor pollicis brevis. Opponens pollicis is the largest of the thenar muscle and lie under it of the other two. The abductor pollicis brevis, this muscle is found anterior to the opponens of pollicis and proximal to the flexor pollicis brevis, and flexor pollicis brevis, the most distal of the thenar muscle. It attaches to the base of the proximal phalanx of the thumb. Okay, in hypothenar muscle, the hypothenar muscle produces the hypothenar eminence. It is the medial side of the palm at the base of the little finger. In hypothenar we have opponens digiti minimi, abductor digiti minimi and flexor digiti minimi brevis. Okay, so flexor digiti minimi brevis, this muscle lie laterally to the abductor digiti minimi and insert into the base of the proximal phalanx of the little finger. And opponens digiti minimi, the opponens digiti minimi lie deep to the other hypothenar muscle and insert into the medial margin of the metacarpal 5. Okay, so we will talk about lumbrical. There are 4 lumbricals, 1, 2, 3 and 4, each associated with a finger. Each lumbrical originates from a tendon of the flexor digitorum profundus and they pass dorsally and laterally around each finger and insert into the extensor hood. Okay, so we will talk about interossei muscle. These are located between the metacarpals. They can be divided into 2 groups, that is dorsal and palmar interossei. We will talk about palmar interossei. They are located anteriorly on the hand and there are 3 palmar interossei muscle. They are small unipinnate muscle in the hand that lie between the metacarpal bones and are attached to the index, ring and little finger. Okay, so now we'll talk about dorsal interossei, and the most superficial of all dorsal muscle. They can be palpated on the dorsum of the hand. There are 4 dorsal interossei muscles at the base of the hand. Each interossei originate from the lateral and medial surface of the metacarpal. They attach into the extensor hood and proximal phalanx of each finger. Okay, by this we have covered not all the muscle but almost most of the major muscle of our human body. And if you have any questions, do let me know in the comment section below. And thank you for watching. Bye bye. Take care.